Friends, today we learn about the second subpart of number theory, that is congruence modulo. This congruence modulo, this chapter means this concept is very important, okay, because there are many type of questions, okay, many varieties of questions which you can solve by using this congruence modulo. There are many type of questions of remainder which you can solve by using remainder theorem, or you can solve by using binomial expansion. But if you solve by using this congruence modulo, then it can be solved within 2 to 3 steps. So I think you have understood that how important this chapter is, okay. Every student must know this concept of this congruence modulo. Let me first tell you that you see the name is congruence modulo. The congruence that you have learned in your geometry and the congruence that you will learn in this congruence modulo, both are different, okay. Maybe the pronunciation same, maybe the words are same, but the concept is totally different, okay. The congruence that you have learned in geometry and the congruence that you will learn here, both are different. And you see here modulo, the modulars that you have learned and this modulo, both mod are different, okay. This is modulo and the concept of modulars and the concept of modulo, both are different, okay. So do not get confused. This congruence modulo, this is another concept, okay. Now see, what do you mean by this congruence modulo? See, two integers a and b are said to be congruent modulo m, denoted a congruent b mod m if a and b have the same remainder when divided by a non-zero integer m. See, I am again telling you, two integers a and b are said to be congruent modulo m, denoted a congruent b, okay, this is the congruent sign, a congruent b mod m if a and b have the same remainder, a and b have the same remainder when divided by a non-zero integer m. It means when you divide a by m and b by m, then for both the cases the remainder will be same, okay. This is all about this congruence modulo. Now when you do the sums, the concept will be clear. Then see, it can be written as a modulo a congruent b mod m, okay. Then if you take b here, then a minus b congruent 0 mod m, and then you can write it as a minus b equals to km. Why you can write this? Because you see, you all know that dividend equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder, okay. See, this is the divisor in this case, okay. This is the divisor in this case, and quotient may be any number, and so we can write it as dividend, a is dividend, which is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder, okay. That's why I have written in this way, that is a minus b equals to km, where m is divisor and k obviously any quotient, and b will be integer, will be the remainder if, see, in this case, if this b number is less than any two of this number, if b is less than any two of the number, if b is less than either a or b is less than either m, then b will be your remainder, okay. So it can be written in this, and you should learn this properly, okay. Let's see some example. Now see, here you see the first example is 8 congruent 2 mod 6. See, when you divide 8 by 6, then the remainder will come 2, and when you divide 2 by 6, then also in that case also remainder will be 2. So you can say that remainder in this case 2. Now see, this b, okay, see, this b means this 2 is less than both the numbers, okay. So this 2 will be your remainder. And how can you get it? By, see here, you can get 8 by 6 into 1 plus 2, okay. 6 into 1 plus 2, as we all know that if b is less than any of these two numbers, that is a and m, if b is less than any of these two numbers, b, a and m, then b will be your remainder, okay. So 2 is less than 8 and 2 is less than 6, so 2 will be in this case 2 will be the remainder. So that's why you can write that 8 equals to 6 into 1 plus 2. Similarly for the second case, you see 14 congruent 2 mod 6, okay. Why? Because 6 into 2 12 plus 2, 6 into 12 plus 2 will get 40. Then next case, you see, here you have to find this side. Okay, now see, 6 here equals to 2 mod 6 is given. So you can tell me a number. Suppose 6 into 3 18, 6 into 3 18, and if the remainder is 2, so we can say that 6 into 3 18 plus 2, so you will get 20. So here the answer will be 20. Okay, now see, if I ask you to tell me one number in place of this 20 which is negative. Okay, up to this we have done up to non-negative integers. Okay, but now if I ask you to tell me one integer which is negative, then how to solve this? See, if you have to find negative, now see here I have written that which number means which negative integer congruent to 2 mod 6. Now see, 6 is the divisor. See here, 6 is the divisor. So 6 into minus 1 and 2 is the remainder, so plus 2. In this case we will get what? We will get minus 6 plus 2, so we will write minus 4. So in this we can write minus 4. Okay, so in this we have to find it. Now see, it can be written as minus 10 also, because we all know that 6 into, if we take 6 into minus 2, then it will come minus 12 plus 2 minus 10. Okay, so in this way you have to find. So I think you have understood this concept of congruence modulo, and you have understood that this concept is very interesting. Okay, see here, A congruent B mod M, where M is the divisor and AB is the dividend, and if you divide it, divide A and B by M, then for both the cases the remainder will be same. Okay, and if this B number is less than any of these two number, if B number is less than any of these two number, if B is less than any of these two number, it may be less than A or it may be less than M, then B will be the remainder. Okay, see, the example is 8 congruent 2 mod 6. Okay, so 6 is the divisor. Okay, so 6 into 1 plus 2. Why 2? Because 2 is given to you, so you will get 8. So in this you have to solve this. So I think you have understood. Let's deal with the properties of this congruence modulo. Now see, these are the properties of congruence modulo. Now see, if A congruent B mod M and B congruent C mod M, then A congruent C mod M. Okay, this is the first property that you should remember. Now see here, A congruent B mod M means what? A minus B equals to K1M. No, and B congruent C mod M means what? B minus C equals to K2M. See, we have learned in this way, A minus B equals to Km. So now see, if we subtract these two, then if we add these two, then see this, if we add these two, this A minus B K1M and B minus C equals to K2M, then this minus B and plus B will be cancelled out, and we will get A minus C equals to K1 plus K2 into M. So this means what? This means A congruent C mod M. Okay, and that is the property. See, I have proved here. Okay, so if A congruent B mod M and B congruent C mod M, then A congruent C mod M. Okay, see, I have proved here. The next property you see, if A congruent B mod M and C congruent D mod M, then you can say that A plus C congruent B plus D mod M, or A minus C congruent B minus D mod M, or AC congruent BD mod M. Now how it can be proved? Now see here, A congruent B mod M means what? A minus B equals to K1M, and C congruent D mod M means C minus D equals to K2M. So if you add these two, then we will get A plus C congruent B plus D mod M, and if you subtract these two, then you will get A minus C congruent B minus D mod M. And for the multiplication, you see, you can write it as, see, A congruent B mod M means A equals to K M1 plus B, right? And C minus D K2M, it means C equals to K2M plus D. Okay, see, So if you multiply these two, then we'll get AC congruent BD mod M. Okay, so in this way it can be proved. And the last property is, if A congruent B mod M, then A to the power n equals to A to the power n congruent B to the power n mod M for all natural numbers n. Why? Now see, in the previous video there I have shown you that x to the power n minus y to the power n equals to x minus y into any formula. Okay, so in this way you can learn that x minus y is a factor of x to the power n minus y to the power n. Okay, so if a divided by m and if when a divided by m and b divided by m, the remainder will same, then in this case also, in this a to the power n congruent b to the power n mod m, the remainder also same, obviously same, because we all know that x minus y is a factor of x to the power n minus y to the power n. So that is you have to keep in your mind. So these are the properties of congruence modulo. Now we will start solving the problems, so it can be very clear to you. Now see, the first question is, reduce 6 to the power 100 modulo 7. It means you have to find this part. Okay, you have to find the remainder in this way. Now see, in the first step, forget about the exponential power. Okay, only take 6 congruence dash mod 7. Now see, 7 in this case 7 is a divisor, so we can bring 6 in this way, that 7 into 1 minus 1 equals to 6, we all know. So the remainder will be, in this case, the remainder will be minus 1. Okay, now you have to take the power, that is 6 to the power 100 equals to minus 1 to the power 100 modulo 7. This congruent sign. Okay, why say this is the last property? Okay, a to the power n modulo a to the power n congruence b to the power n modulo m. Okay, so here I have used the last property. Okay, and in this case you will get 6 to the power 100 congruence 1 mod 7. So the answer will be 1 here. I think you have understood. See, in the first step, forget about the exponential power, only take 6. Then see, 7 is a divisor. Okay, so we all know that 7 minus 1 is 6, so 7 into 1 divisor into quotient minus remainder. Okay, so the remainder in this case will be minus 1, and this is 6 to the power 100 congruent minus 1 to the power 100 modulo 7, that we have already discussed in the property number 4. So we will get 1. Okay, now see, the important thing that I have to say, that always try to bring 1 or minus 1 here. Okay, always try to bring 1 or minus 1 here, because we all know that 1 to the power n equals to 1. Okay, 1 to the power anything equals to always 1. Okay, so to make your calculation easy, please always try to bring 1 and minus 1 in this remainder part. Okay, if you cannot bring, then in that case you can solve in that way, but always try to bring 1 and minus 1 here. Now see the next one. Now see, here you have to find the remainder when 3 to the power 99 is divided by 13. You have to find the remainder when 3 to the power 99 is divided by 13. Okay, so in the first case, forget about the power. Okay, so you have to write that 3 congruence dash mod 13. Forget about the power. Okay, now see, you have to here in this case the divisor is 13. Okay, and you have to get a multiple of 3 here. Okay, and I have already told you that you have to bring 1 or minus 1 here. Always try to bring 1 or minus 1 here. Now see, if I take 3 square, then it will give 9. Okay, 13 into 1 minus 4. Okay, but if I take it as 3 cube, that is 3 cube means 27, then we can write that 13 into 2, 26 plus 1. Okay, I think you have understood. See, if we take 3 to the power 3 to the power 3 means 27 equals to, we can write that 13 into 2, that is 26 plus 1. So in this case the remainder will be 1. Now you take 99. So 99 means here you have to multiply 33. So 1 to the power 33. So So you'll get 3 to the power 99 congruence 1 mod 13. I think you have understood the calculation. In the first step, forget about the power, then you have to take 13 as divisor. Okay, then divisor into something means divisor into quotient plus remainder. So divisor into something plus remainder will be the multiple of this dividend. Okay, and then you have to use your mind, then you have to calculate. Okay, now see the next one. Now see, the second question is given, find the remainder of 3 to the power 2000 when it is divided by 13. Find the remainder of 3 to the power 2000 when it is divided by 13. See, the same question, only the exponential power is different. Okay, now see, from the previous question we have learned that 3 to the power cube 3 to the power cube congruence 1 mod 13. Okay, now in this case we have to raise the power. Okay, we have to raise the power in such a way so that the power will come close to 2000. Okay, now think, if you think, then you will get 666. Why? Because see, 3 to the power cube whole 666, then it will come 166 mod 13, and we will get 3 to the power 1998 congruence 1 mod 13. Isn't it? Now see, here 3 to the power 2000 is given, so we have to multiply on both sides 3 square. Okay, here also 3 square and here also 3 square, so you'll get 3 to the power 2000 congruence 9 mod 13. In this case the answer is 9. Okay, I think you have understood. See, the previous question and this question both are same, only the powers are different. Okay, so in first case forget about the powers, and then if you calculate you will get in this way, that is 3 to the power cube congruence 1 mod 13. Then you have to raise the power in such way so that the power will come close to 2000. Okay, now see, if I have raised 666 in both the sides, so we'll get this, and 1998 plus 2 means 2000, so multiply 9 on both the sides, then you will get this answer. Okay, I think you have understood this. Now see, the next question is, find the remainder when 11 to the power 50 into 17 to the power 12 is divided by 6. Okay, so first take only one integer. Okay, that is 11 to the power 50. So now see, first take 11. Okay, in the first step I have already told you that forget about the exponential power. Okay, you only take 11 congruence, that's mod 6. Okay, now see, in this case 6 is the divisor, so 6 into 2, you all know that 6 into 2, that is 12, minus 1 will come 11. So in this case the remainder will be minus 1. I have already told you that always try to bring 1 and minus 1 here. Okay, if we take here 50, then minus 1 also to the power 50, then you will get 11 to the power 50 congruent 1 modulo 6. So we have get this. Now see, the second case is given 17. In the first step, the forget about the exponential power. Okay, only take 17, then 17 congruence dash modulo 6. So we'll all know that 6 into 3 is 18, and 18 minus 1 is 17. So in this case the remainder will be minus 1. Okay, so if we raise the power by 12, then here also you have to raise the power by 12. So we'll get 17 to the power 12 congruence 1 modulo 6. So in this case also 1 is coming. Okay, so in now you have to use the properties of congruence modulo. Which property? Yes, the third property, that is AC congruence BD modulo M. Okay, see, so we can write it as 11 to the power 50 into 17 to the power 12 equals congruence 1 into 1 modulo 6. So we will get 11 to the power 50 into 17 to the power 12 congruence 1 modulo 6. See, the answer is 1. In this way you have to use the properties of congruence modulo and you have to calculate, and you will get your answer. So I think you have enjoyed this chapter, enjoyed this concept of this congruence modulo. This concept, every student must know this concept. Okay, this is very, very important. Now see, this is the last question. Okay, and this is also very, very important, and you have to understood this very properly. Now see, the remainder when you have to find a remainder when 9 to the power 1990 is divided by 11 is dash. The option is given 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so in the first case you have to write in this way. Okay, forget about the exponential power, only write 9. So 9 congruence dash modulo 11. So in this case you can write that, see the difference here, divisor is 11. Okay, so we'll get 9 by, this is the dividend, and divisor by 11 into 1 minus 2, isn't it? See, 11 into 1 minus 2 will get 9. So here minus 2 is coming. Now I have already told you that always try to bring 1 and minus 1 here. Okay, always try to bring 1 and minus 1 here. But in this case, this last sum is very important, because in this case you cannot bring 1 and minus 1. Okay, whatever calculation you do, you cannot bring 1 and minus 1 here. Okay, see, if I take 9 square also, then also in that case also you will not get 1 or minus 1. Okay, we will get 2 or any other number. Okay, so always try to bring 1 and minus 1. But if you cannot bring 1 and minus 1, then in that case you have to proceed with the second choice. Okay, you have to proceed with the second choice, and see here the second choice is minus 2. So you have to go with minus 2 here. Okay, you cannot bring 1 and minus 1 here. So now see, here 1990 is given, so we can write 9 to the power 1990 congruence minus 2 to the power 1990 modulo 11. Okay, so we can write it as 9 to the power 1990 congruence 2 to the power 1990 modulo 11. Why? Because see, here minus is given, and minus, see, minus means what? Minus 1 into 2. So now see, minus 1 to the power any even number, we all know that equals to 1. So it will come 1, and 1 into 2 to the power 1990. So that's why the minus will be removed here. Okay, but see, in the option it is given 0, 1 and 2. So now see, in this case you have to reduce this number into 0, 1 or 2. Okay, you have to go with this number, that is 2 to the power 1990. So let's see, if we take 2 congruence dash modulo 11. So now we know that 11 into 1 is 11, so there is a huge difference. 11 into 2 is 22, so there also huge difference. But if we take 11 into 3, that is 33, and 33 minus 1 is 32, and 32 is 2 to the power 5. Okay, so if we take 2 to the power 5, that is 32, we can write it as 11 into 3, 33 minus 1. So the remainder in this case will be minus 1. Okay, so now see, we have got already minus 1 here. So in this case you have to raise the power. So we can raise the power by 5 into 398. Okay, so here also by 398. So you will get 2 to the power 1990 congruence 1 modulo 11. Okay, so 1 is the answer. See, this is the first property. Okay, the first property, in the first property you have learned that if A congruence B modulo M and then B congruence C modulo M, so we can write A congruence C modulo M. So in this case also we can write 9 to the power 1990 congruence 1 modulo 11. See, okay, see, always try to bring 1 and minus 1 here. Always try to bring 1 and minus 1 here. And if you cannot get 1 and minus 1 by any calculation, then in that case you have to go with the second choice, second option. Okay, see, the second option is here minus 2. So I have go with minus 2 here. Okay, and this is the calculation. Then you have to see the option. So this the answer will be here 1. So now see, the options given 0, 1 and 2. So you have to reduce this number. See, we have got, in the first case we have got 2 to the power 1990. So we have to reduce this 2 to the power 1990, and on reducing this, on solving this, we have got 1, and then see, we can write it as 90 to the power 1990 congruence 1 modulo 11. Why? Because we have know the first property. Okay, if A congruence B mod M and B congruence C mod M, then we can write A congruence C mod M. Okay, you have to use the first property here. Okay, always remember the properties very carefully. Okay, in this case you have to solve this. Always try to bring 1 and minus 1 hand, and if you cannot get, then in that case go with the second option. Okay, so by using the second option, if we get this type of large numbers, then please reduce that large numbers in this way. Okay, take the format of this the first property of congruence modulo, and we'll get your answer. So this is the last sum, and I think you have understood that why this sum is different from the above. Okay, so today up to this.